Welcome back to another episode of the Natty Teacher. I'm your host, the Natty Teacher. Now I got two things here, a little bit different, okay? First thing, and probably the reason most of you are here, unless you read the title, maybe you're here for the other reason, we'll see. We do have a quad day on the docket, okay? Leg A day, quad-focused leg day. A lot of compound movements, a lot of knee flexion, trying to force as much stimulus into the quads as we possibly can. Not trying to necessarily limit, hamstring and glute recruitment, but just trying to focus the majority of our attention and energy into the quads. Simple as that. Simple as that. Okay? But before we get to that, I actually wanted to answer, I think this is the first time I'm doing this. This is cool. Answer a user-submitted question. So, username Duck9215. Quack, quack, Duck. What's going on, brother? I appreciate the feedback. Always commenting on my videos. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Hopefully you don't mind me using your username here. But I appreciate you. Okay? Now, Duck, Mr. Duck, asked my opinion on a question. Before we get to that, I do want to say, just like Duck did, he just, scrolled down using his feathers down into the comments, got down in there and left a question. Now, I've said this in previous videos before. Hey, if y'all got some questions, whether it be natural bodybuilding related, personal life related, whatever it may be, as long as it's, of course, school appropriate, I will answer. I'll answer in a video. Please submit questions, submit feedback. I would love to chat about different things with y'all and, start out some of my videos just like this. Now, username Duck9215 dropped a great question, and it's actually very relatable to me because this is the channel I follow as well. Okay, he was asking a question about Dr. Mike Israetel and Renaissance periodization. If you don't follow them, follow them. It's phenomenal. Any level of lifter can get some sort of benefit from their channel. It's beginner, intermediate, advanced. Your first week in the gym or, 20 years in the gym, I promise you, you can benefit from their content. In my opinion, it is, and this is a big one, it is one of, as far as actual content goes, like knowledge and intelligent content, like really beneficial content, I'd say it's probably one of the top 2 or 3, maybe the number 1 best fitness channel out there as far as relatable, actual, like tangible content, stuff you can use every single day, every workout. It is phenomenal stuff, man. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. So I would highly recommend you go follow Dr. Mike and Renaissance periodization, okay? So apparently, Dr. Mike had, and I've heard him talk about this before, but this must be in another video he talked about this as well, unless we're talking about the same thing. Dr. Mike truly believes that it is a good idea to take a total of 4 weeks or a month off of training in a year. Now, let's do some quick math here. There's 52 weeks in a year. If you take a month off, which will equate to roughly 4 weeks, you still train 48 weeks out of the year. 48 out of 52, man, that's an A. I'll tell you that. Okay? That's a lot of training still. So when you word it like that, when you say a month off of training, that seems like a ton. But when you break it down into weeks, and you train 48 weeks out of 52, it doesn't seem as harsh. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me, but to me, it doesn't seem quite as harsh. Now, let's take the spotlight off of Dr. Mike here, and we'll throw it onto the Natty Teacher. Put a little pressure on me here, okay? And throw out some honest feedback and honest opinions. Now, if you were to ask me, if you were just to come up to me at the gym and ask, hey, man, you think it's a good idea to take a month off of training? I'm gonna be honest with you. I would say unless you have a really feasible reason as to why you're taking a month off of training, I wouldn't. I mean, me personally, like if I was going to train, like let's say I planned out a year of training and trained like January to November and took the month off of December, or took the month of December off every year, is it going to affect my gains, crush my gains? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Especially if your diet stays the same, like you stay consistent in your diet, make adjustments, because obviously your maintenance calories is going to change if you're not training as much. But if you make the adjustments needed and you are, still having some level of activity to, just in a general sense, stay healthy, go for walks, ride the recumbent bike, I don't know, whatever it is. If you're doing all those things and you just took a month off of specifically weight training, you're probably not going to lose an ounce of muscle. Now, if you took a month off of training and just didn't didn't do anything, and you just sat there on your couch and, played Fortnite and didn't stick to your diet and, very limited in your exercise and, all that kind of stuff, like you just really weren't doing anything, yeah, you're probably not going to love how your body's going to look and feel after that month off, okay? Now, here's my recommendation, okay? Let's break it down. So that's my opinion on it. Would I take a straight month off? No, I would not. The number I have in my mind is 2 weeks. It could be 2 weeks straight, or for me, what I'd rather do is take a week off maybe once every 6 months. Like complete week off. Maybe not even do cardio. Okay? Just a complete week off, adjust calories as needed, and just rest the body. Allow some nagging injuries to kind of heal up, and allow the body to essentially unwind, relax. It's great for your mental state. It's great for your physical state. That's awesome. Okay? Now here's another really important factor of this. Are you deloading? And are you deloading correctly? Are you implementing a scheduled deload, or are you deloading like when your body needs it? Either one works. It just depends. I can make a whole separate video about deloading, but either way works. I prefer scheduled deloads, just as a heads up, but are you deloading? So every 8 weeks, are you taking a week and lowering the weight and lowering the volume and just staying in the gym, getting a pump, stimulating but not annihilating? Are you doing that? Or are you trying to train, as hard as you possibly can, especially without enhancements, but even with enhancements, for months and months and months and months at a time, especially at an intermediate or advanced level? Because if you're doing that, man, you're probably going to need a month off. I'll tell you that. Okay? So, again, wrap it up, short and sweet. Would I take a straight month off of training? Me personally, no, just because mentally it would drive me insane. I just love being in the gym. I just love being in the gym. Like, I just wouldn't want to do that. Not that I think there's anything against it. I think you could still, retain all of your progress, maybe even slightly make more, depending on if you have like some injuries and stuff that you need to recover from, whatever. Again, I'm not big into the science thing. It's just a realistic perspective. Okay. So if you want to still take 4 weeks off in a year, maybe do like 2 and 2, or like a week every 3 months. You take a week off from the gym. You know what I mean? You can break it up that way. I wouldn't really want to take a month off straight. You totally can. But I would recommend, however, that you take no less than 1 to 2 full weeks off. Maybe you still do cardio, whatever, if you really feel like the need to. I would, just because I'm just insane and I just can't help but be active and do things. Okay. So, take a week off from the gym, maybe, once every 6 months, whatever it is, so you at least hit that 2 weeks per year, at least 1 week per year. And then of course, mix in some, solid deloads throughout the year, as well, and into your training blocks. So anyways, that's my little take on that, Duck. Hopefully that helped you out. I know that was a lot, kind of a longer intro there. But again, I do appreciate you leaving that question for me, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. And all the comments that you do leave. I see them. Trust me. I see them, so I respond to them, baby. I appreciate it. So anyways, first exercise on the docket to get our quad workouts started, if you have lasted this long in the intro, we do have some single leg extensions, high reps, a little bit of a quicker tempo, essentially just trying to do a few warm-up sets, do a little mobility work before this, do a few warm-up sets, and get some blood pumped into the quads, get those knees warmed up, all that, and then we'll jump into our heavier stuff. So that top set of some high rep single leg extensions will be coming at you right about now. All right, so starting us out, single leg extensions. This is obviously in double speed. I wanted to save a little time with that rant. I had a little pre and post workout car chat, so I wanted to speed up a few of these sets. So like extension sets and stuff like that, did double speed. We just did one set here, did some mobility work just to get the knees and legs warmed up. And then we moved into just one total working set here, added 10 pounds from last week, did a set of 25 per leg after a couple warm-up sets, and moved on to our bigger movements, especially this guy. Some barbell back squats here with the heels elevated just on a 2x4. Now, if you look at the weight carefully here, folks, this is 20 pounds heavier than last week. Now, I will say the only things I added into my routine to add 20 pounds to my squat almost immediately was my weightlifting belt and some knee sleeves. I'll tell you what, man, not only did I just feel really good today, but at the same time, I could tell those two additions absolutely helped kind of just stabilize my body a little bit better. I think I've really figured out my grip for squat as well. I will say on these last 2 reps here, I was kind of leaning forward a little too much and took some tension off the quads. Still happy with the set, very happy with the set. But you can see I kind of came forward just a little bit, grinded that out. So we did one top set there, dropped the weight down to 245 and did a back off set there. Then we have some hack squats, changed up the angle here for you. Now, I watched this back and I'm glad I did. Two things. One, you're probably going to be like, your heels are coming off the platform. Dude, that's okay. My heels can come off the platform a little bit. I'm going way knees over toes here, and it felt great on my quads without really tearing at my knees too much. I will say, though, just to make you feel better, I did end up adjusting my feet a little bit on my back off set here, because this was our top set of hack squats, and then we did one back off set as well. I did end up, really focusing on driving those heels into the pad a little bit more. Felt it just as much, if not even more, in the quads, and the heels barely came off, if at all, because the heel lift here was a little bit more than I would want. Again, not bad, because I am getting a ton of tension on the quads here, but I was trying to really limit that on that second set. So, and I did, and it felt really good. So again, one top set of hack squats, and then one back off set as well. Okay, then we had our close foot leg press. This is one working set, guys. I'll tell you, dude, this is, like I said, these, and again, this is double speed, by the way. But when you're hitting this kind of depth consistently, and, you're doing these exercises where you're really, sitting in the hole and, really doing, deep squats and really engaging a ton of those muscle fibers and really just, annihilating the quads and the legs in general, man, you ain't going to be doing 30 working sets of workout. For quads in a week's time, I'll do 8 to 10 direct working sets. Now, but those working sets are working sets. They're tough. They're really tough. So we ended up doing, we added 10 pounds from last week, and we did a rep match. So we did one working set here at 25 reps with this close foot leg press. I'll do a different camera angle next week so you can see what my foot placement looks like. But as you can see, I'm really, really driving those feet way down as low as they can comfortably go and putting a ton of tension on the quads. Okay, if it starts to bug your knees, make sure you make some adjustments. But for me, this felt really good and was extremely, extremely taxing for sure, but felt really, really good all the same. Then we went on to another double speed movement here, some leg extensions. Okay, again, this is sped up just for sake of time due to that pre and post workout card talk, but ended with 2 sets of at least 20 reps here. You will see that when I get to that point where that lactic acid is just built up and it's just too much to handle, I will kind of recalibrate just for a quick second or so, get set up again, and then just keep going. This is one of those exercises that it's safe to do that, in my opinion, especially if you're using more of a moderate load and higher reps. We're really just trying to burn out the quads. Leg a day complete. Boom! Great stuff, man. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Gotta love it. Again, man, 20 out of 10, 50 out of 10 workout. Just one of those workouts when you leave the gym, your legs are shaky. You just feel accomplished. I'll tell you, man, it's such a good little nugget of advice, I would say, even for myself sometimes, but I feel like it's just so ingrained in my schedule now. I take it for granted. But man, getting a good workout in, it is such an amazing, amazing feeling. It's so good for your mental health. Mental health is so big nowadays, and as it should be. It's getting the spotlight that it deserves. And I think there's a lot of young people out there now who feel maybe a little lost sometimes. Dude, get in the gym. I'm not even kidding. That whole meme of the whole breakup meme where it's going through a breakup, the before picture and then, the after the breakup thing, and they're all jacked and whatever. That's a real thing, man. It really is. If you're going through heartbreak, if you're stressed, if you're feeling depressed and you're just feeling lost in life, you don't really know what to do, man, get yourself into the gym. I don't care if you're 16 years old or if you're 50 years old. If you're having those feelings and you're not going to the gym consistently already, get in there. Get some blood flow going, drink some water, eat some good healthy food. I promise you, it might not solve all your problems, okay? Don't use it as a blanket to cover your problems and not address those issues. But absolutely use it as a tool to make you feel better. Create a better version of yourself every day. That's what I feel like I'm doing. Now, obviously, I have very specific goals to bodybuilding, but honestly, bodybuilding has brought so much good, positive structure and discipline into my life. I used to absolutely procrastinate and was lazy, slept in too long and whatever. And then I started working out, and then I started working out even more, and then I got serious about like specifically bodybuilding training, and all of a sudden I just feel like my life, it just got onto a very, very clear path, and I started achieving goals outside of the gym a lot more frequently, as well as in the gym too. So go in there, man, get a good workout in. And that workout that I just had was an absolute prime example of just a feel-good workout. Like the rest of my day, man, I'm going to be floating around on cloud nine, chilling, relaxing. I do still have cardio. I do still have a half-hour cardio. But that won't be for another couple hours here. Because right now, I'm actually on my way to get my hair cut. So I know you guys don't ever really see my hair. I don't know if my hair's ever been out in any video. I was wearing a hat. But regardless, going to get that chopped real quick, and then go pick my daughter up from my parents and head home. So yeah, man, just awesome stuff. So join me tomorrow. We got an early morning push session that we will be logging and crushing. Can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. Shout out real quick too to my sister-in-law, who is the one who's gonna be cutting my hair, Valor Salon in Oxford, Michigan. They do a great job. They really do. I don't know how many people from that area of the world are gonna be watching this video. I know a few of you probably on my Facebook and Instagram, that I share my stuff with will potentially see this. If you haven't gotten your hair chopped there, do it up. Do it up, man. It's a heck of a place to get a haircut. And I'll tell you what, beautiful inside as well. They'll take care of you. So Valor Salon, check them out. Anyways, yeah, join me tomorrow for that early morning push session. Hopefully you enjoyed that longer intro. If you stuck around, this far, this long, I appreciate it. Make sure you like and share the video. Drop a comment below. Ask me questions. Leave me feedback. Anything and everything y'all got for me, leave it. Okay? The good, bad, and the ugly. Hopefully it's more just the good, but hey, I need the bad and the ugly too. Hey, what? Okay? So I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure, if you have not already, real quick too, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You don't have to if you don't want to. Don't feel forced, but of course I gotta plug that at the end. It's just I'm trying to continue to grow my channel, so I gotta plug it. But if you don't want to, no pressure. Don't worry about it. Hopefully I'll catch you again in the future though. But for today, I'm the Natty teacher, and summer school is out. I'll catch y'all on the manana.